We are back from recess. Ms. Mendiola, you may answer the question.
292,000 works out from 20 basis points.
Thank you very much.
It's
not 2% of the total amount?
Correct. It's not 2% of the
It's
total amount.
0.2%.
Yeah.
Right.
0.2.
Tina said that earlier. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Senator Nelson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mel, the concern of, hi, the concern that I'm hearing is really the impact financially that we have to endure for the years to come. And you mentioned earlier in your testimony that the market is volatile at this time, and that's an issue. So my question would be, has there been an analysis about a possible shift in the market when we possibly pass this bill and the market will improve? Because right now, I believe that the market is very, what they call it, like bearish.
Very good, Senator. Yes, a bear market is what many think that we're experiencing. What I think the biggest factor in our in the interest rate at the current time is the rising Fed funds rate. So just to take you back to the Jimmy Carter administration, which was before you and I were born, Senator, during that administration, I believe inflation crept towards double digits. And that was when there were fuel shortages and all those sorts of things. When President Reagan came in, he had to hike up the Fed funds rate to double digits. So imagine getting a home mortgage for 10% or 12%. Many of us are used to home mortgages that are like 3.5%, 4%, right? And so that took place over the course of multiple years. So you could certainly, Senator, do an analysis from the positive side of the house and say we can wait for market volatility. Market volatility is always a risk, though. So we can certainly wait until this bear market kind of ends and perhaps new things happen. But at the same time, the rising Fed funds rate was used to curb inflation. Inflation affects the price of the goods that including the building materials we're utilizing to build the school. And so to answer your question, you can certainly wait, but as I think what past performance and has shown us is that the prices of construction don't seem to be going down, and so there can be savings. I think one thing to consider is that this administration has taken part in many refinancings for the express purpose of debt service savings. So if we entered into a bond at 7.5% today, and then 10 years from now, the rates were down at 4%, we could certainly take that opportunity to refinance at that point in time. So we're really looking at the near-term volatility, and with the time not on our side with regard to the need for the Simon Sanchez High School and the students of the high school. It's not necessarily an ideal time, but it probably cannot stand to wait much longer.
Right, thank you very much. Yes, and, we don't want to definitely pass on this debt to the generations that follow. And so that's good to know, of course, that there are options for refinancing.
I'm sorry, Tina and I were, just one correction to answer Speaker Talai's question earlier. It's 0.25%, so 0.25%, which equates to 322,000, which is the GITA fee, so about 30,000 more than 30,000 more than I originally said.
Thank you.
Okay. And then, what is the timeline needed for the bill to pass? Are we looking at anything like tomorrow or before the budget season? Well, we're in budget season, but before we go into budget session?
I would implore you to pass it before the budget, so it's part of the authorization so that we understand the future indebtedness when the capitalized interest rolls off, what the government has already committed to, the fact that the school won't be built for 2 years. You know, I think we're all collectively, it is what it is. The price went up. Do we wait? I don't think we should wait.
Okay.
Can we, if you were, once we refine this, we didn't give you a range of interest rate to come
just
up
gave
to the
one, yeah.
$12.7 million. We will recalculate this and we'll give it to you at 7.5. Because we're not going to come here and say, here's 6, here's 6.5, here's 7, here's 7.25. Because we'd like to be able to have the max amount provided and work our way down from there, knowing that we have that ability to do so. And once we refine this just a little bit more, can we sell this? And can we sell it under the terms and conditions that we're talking about here? The answer is yes.
All right, very good. And then you would have answered my last question was, yes, Mr. Superintendent, you have something?
In terms of the timing of the bill as well, is also, as we're working to finalize the procurement, we do need to certify funding availability, and this will help ensure that as we complete the solicitation package, there is that more certainty about the funding available, then we can push that out properly and get the solicitation going.
Okay, thank you. And Lester, you answered the last question. I was just going to ask what happens if we don't pass the bill, and you pretty much explained that. So thank you very much. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your detailed explanations on all the challenges that we've had. You know, the legislature has worked very hard to accommodate and provide resources for GDOE so that we can build a new Simon Sanchez. I mean, giving you almost I think we did give you carte blanche authority to handle this, especially with the procurement process and everything else. So I'm glad that this is another measure that we can use to help propel you forward in rebuilding our school. And you know, Mrs. Gutierrez, I'm a little bit disappointed as well because I'm a shark. And I was hoping that by the time that I would leave this legislature that the school would be built. And so, of course, you know, things beyond our control happened. COVID-19 happened, and it took a good 2 years away from this planning and moving forward. But we are addressing it now, so hopefully we'll see something in fruition in the next couple of years.
And,
Yes,
and I know
Mrs.
that the sticker shock with regard to the costs, but there is another piece. Once we get it authorized and we can move forward, the bidding process is meant to encourage competition. So we are hoping that once we get to that stage, as they compete, that price goes down.
Yes.
Based on the base bid, the additive bids, and then based on how they want to compete against each other. So hopefully there's a best case scenario, and then there's trying to make sure we have sufficient funding authorized so we can move forward. So hopefully that gets better.
Okay, good. And then hopefully, Superintendent, when the school is built, you can come back home and visit it, no? Yeah. Okay. All right, thank you very much for your leadership at GDOE.
May I make one small suggestion, though, for the committee? Could we amend the title to say, all to facilitate the financing of the new Simon Sanchez High School? And carry that through, because nowhere in the bill does it mention Simon Sanchez High School.
Okay, very good.
I would like the principal and the assistant principal to walk away knowing that the name of the school is going to be on the bill.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Carlson.
Okay, if there's no more inputs.
Madam Chair, I just have a minor comment I just wanted to make. Since this is probably Superintendent Fernandez's last
I don't think
public
I was
hearing
done,
before the
Madam Chair, but
legislature in its
okay.
current capacity, I'm sure you must feel tremendously relieved. But certainly thank you for your service, to hang in as long as you have with the job that you've done over the last 10 years. We certainly wish you well in the new chapter in your life, and thank you literally after hours, still staying to represent the interests of the department. So we wish you well.
As well, Madam Chair, I'd also like to give my best wishes to the superintendent. Wherever you go, I'm sure you're going to do a great job, and I wish you and the family much success. And also like to thank your family for enduring all the long hours that you entailed. You know, they, of course, had to wait for you, no supper coming in, you know, you're always gone certain times. So I'd like to thank them. Please give my best to your family to thank, and especially your parents. I'm texting you now, come and eat. Okay, so I'm not going to delay it. But again, thank you so much for your service to the island. Greatly appreciate it, and best wishes again.
Thank you very much to our Simon Sanchez principal and assistant principal for being here, the GITA team, BBMR, our DOE board, and everyone else, Mr. Byrne, Mr. Flores, and of course, Mr. Superintendent. We're happy that you got to end your long career with the department here with us today, and we wish you the best of luck. We thank you for all of your service to Guam students and to your family as well. Thank you, and we wish you all the best, and we'll be waiting for you to come back. All right? Yes. We did have the honor of presenting a certificate, a resolution on behalf of Senator San Agustin and Senator Nelson at your final board meeting the other night, and so that was our great honor, and we thank you again. With that being said, and no further testimonies, the committee will still receive any additional testimonies on Bill 310-36 for the next few days. You can send your testimony to the mailroom here at the Guam Legislature or via email to Senator Joe S. San Agustin at gmail.com. Thank you, everyone, for your attendance. The time now is 5:53, and this public hearing is now adjourned. Situas Maasi.